Do what is easy, and your life will become hard. Do what is hard, and your life will become easy. In enduring a difficult sport on a daily basis, I have learned a lot about mind control. The capabilities that humans hold in their mental strength are almost boundless. Would you believe me if I told you there are easy, undemanding ways into tricking your own mind into doing just about anything? But with mental strength comes sacrifice. Unfortunately for you, if you really want to get out of your mental damaging addictions, you're going to have to work. There will be some harsh takes on life, but you can learn to endure it. Within learning that, you elevate, almost significantly, into a newborn human being. We are all able to sit down for hours, scrolling on our phones, with our complete attention on a single screen. What differentiates us from being able to do this so effortlessly for long periods of time with doing it for another task, like reading or working? It's the dopamine levels in our body, straight and simple. Dopamine is often referred to as a pleasure molecule. What it truly makes us do, however, is desire things over others. That desire is what motivates us to complete certain tasks. Phone addiction. We, as humans, are so drawn to receive instant gratification. Social media plays a huge role in giving us that feeling. By not knowing it, we become addicted to the easy clicks, going from one place to another within seconds, receiving bright red hearts and silly comments from people you haven't talked to in years. This is what is expected of you, though. Graduate Harvard student and psychologist B.F. Skinner compared the human behavior of loving servitude to the way that a rat will work better if it was rewarded with food. His experiment on this is referred to as the Skinner box. It represents the idea that with negative reinforcement, rats would react negatively and reduce their level of work. When rewarded with food, however, the rats became far more productive as they kept wanting more and more. This small representation allows for a deeper message. Our little habits and proneness to our screen time is distracting us from reality, as we can so easily suppress our real feelings, ignore them, and live inside an idealistic world while our freedom is being snatched away from our eyes within an instant. With all what attracts us to our screens, we can find ways to break through them. Here are a couple of solutions. Dopamine detox. While there can be some extreme suggestions of this method, I highly believe that a slow start leads to consistent results and long-term success. Detaching yourself completely from all external sources may be too difficult at first and lead for a huge craving to older habits. Those external sources include the internet, phone, computer, and music. Something you can start with is, instead of these dopamine receptors, you will try to find internal sources of gratification which may come from something within your control. For example, going on a walk, meditating, reflecting, exercising, journaling, etc. Find one good habit in which you may be able to replace with a negative one. For example, instead of spending your time on your phone, you may want to put it away and try doing a home workout. Our dopamine tolerance is what allows our bodies to adapt to any type of environment. For example, if you live in the heat for a very long time, your body will feel extremely cold at the slightest hint of breeze. But if for a week you live in the snow, your body will soon adapt to the cold. It works the same way as for those healthier habits. The power of control. With discipline comes great sacrifice. At times in our life, we must no longer rely on our motivation as reason for work. There are voices in our heads that will try their best to drag us down, back into the deep hole of addiction to instant gratification. Voices that will try their very best just to break you. For getting out of bed becomes a huge task just because of that voice, reminding you of all the easier things that you could rather do. We have all been there. We have all been a victim of that voice at one point, and there is no shame in that. Fortunately, though, we humans have the great ability in fighting that voice. One strategy in doing that is mastering your emotions. Mastering your emotions You have to simply accept that it will never be easy. Something that I noticed whenever I had a gallop day, laying in bed and scrolling on a screen, is that those were the days when I struggled the most to fall asleep. My mind had been distracted all day with different types of noises, colours, and mixed emotions that all got messed up and lost within each other. My motive to getting off my phone, to neglecting all the things that I know I'm prone to do, was to have good sleep tonight. I mentally felt better. The next day and the one after that. Find your own motive.